In the vast, silent darkness beyond Earth's atmosphere, secrets lurk like ghosts among the stars. For decades, enthusiasts of space history and conspiracy have whispered about a space corpse, an ill-fated probe whose shattered remnants still echo across the silent plains of the moon. The story of Luna 15, the Soviet Union's ambitious lunar sample return mission, is one of Cold War rivalry, dangerous technology, and eerie anomalies that border on the paranormal. Tonight, we explore a narrative where truth and myth intertwine. Our journey begins in 1969, at the height of the space race, a time when national pride and technological prowess were measured by achievements in the void above. With every transmitted pulse and secret communiqué, Luna 15 pressed deeper into the darkness, only to crash disastrously on the lunar surface. And yet, whispers remain, a phantom signal, persistent and haunting, rumored to emanate from the wreckage of a mission lost to time. The Soviet space race, a battle for celestial supremacy. The Cold War was a time of high stakes and higher ambitions. As the United States prepared to land Apollo 11 on the lunar surface, the Soviet Union was engaged in its own clandestine quest for lunar glory. With each launch from the Baikonur Cosmodrome, the Soviets pushed the limits of engineering under immense political pressure. The success of the Apollo mission meant the world would witness mankind's first steps on the moon, while in Moscow, a different kind of race was underway, one fueled by secrecy and the desperate need to prove technological superiority. Luna 15, sometimes called the Phantom Challenger, was launched on July 13, 1969. Its mission was simple in concept yet extraordinarily challenging: to collect a sample of lunar soil and return it to Earth. At a time when every detail of space exploration was fraught with political symbolism and strategic uncertainty, the Soviet leadership treated this project as both a scientific endeavor and a secret weapon, a means to outshine, if only for a fleeting moment, the American achievements that were capturing the world's imagination. Luna 15. The mission, the machine, and the mystery. The Luna program was a cornerstone of Soviet space exploration, with a lineage of unmanned missions that began in the early 1950s. Luna 15 was among the most ambitious, sporting advanced navigation systems, autonomous landing capabilities, and, according to some sources, a power source potentially involving radioactive isotopes. While many of the details remain obscured by Cold War secrecy, the known facts paint a vivid picture of a craft born of high risk and higher ambition. Launch and journey. Luna 15 lifted off amidst a tense international backdrop. Its trajectory was meticulously calculated to intercept the moon's orbit, a feat that required precision on an almost unthinkable scale. The spacecraft was armed with sensors and mechanisms designed to sample the lunar surface, a direct challenge to the American Apollo program's goal of returning with pieces of the moon. Technological ingenuity and secrecy. The Soviets developed Luna 15 in near total secrecy. While the West's eyes were fixed on Apollo, Soviet engineers labored to refine technology that would allow their probe to perform a soft lunar landing. Hardly a mission for the faint-hearted, Luna 15 was engineered for autonomy in an environment where human error was not an option. Yet, amid this feat of engineering, rumors started circulating that the mission's power system might have involved radioactive materials, a fact that would later fuel countless theories about an enduring cosmic contaminant. The design of a lunar runner. Built for the harsh conditions of space, Luna 15 contained sleeker external panels, robust landing gear, and meticulously programmed navigational algorithms designed to deal with the moon's irregular gravitational pull. Despite its advanced design, the pressures of an accelerated timeline and the inherent risks of space travel meant that if things went wrong, the costs would be astronomical, in every sense of the word. The fateful crash, when ambition met the lunar surface. As Luna 15 hurtled towards its destination, fate was not entirely kind. After weeks of a carefully orchestrated journey, the probe began its crucial descent towards the lunar surface. Eyewitness accounts from Soviet control centers describe a parachute-like sequence of maneuvers that were intended to slow its descent and gently deposit the craft upon the moon's dusty plains. Instead, in a moment that would later be shrouded in both technical ambiguity and almost mythic narrative, something went catastrophically wrong. The final descent. In the final critical moments, Luna 15's automated landing sequence malfunctioned. Whether due to a miscalculation in trajectory, a software fault, or a last-minute system overload remains a subject of debate among experts. In that moment, the spacecraft transformed from a symbol of technological promise into a doomed relic, a space corpse destined to mar the tranquility of the lunar surface. The impact. With no one to witness its final plunge, Luna 15's impact was recorded only by its own telemetry and by the keen instruments of both Soviet and Western observers. The probe collided violently with the moon, dispersing debris and, according to some reports, possibly releasing radioactive material from its failing power system. This catastrophic event, occurring just days after Apollo 11's historic landing on July 20, 1969, became a dark counterpoint to humanity's first steps on another celestial body. Aftermath and unanswered questions. The crash of Luna 15 was a public relations disaster carefully concealed by the Soviet government. In the ensuing months, state media offered little in the way of explanation, while intelligence agencies in both blocs spent years piecing together the fragments of its mission. Deep in the archives, technicians and scientists debated the implications of using radioactive substances in space, a discussion whose echoes have not entirely faded with time. The radioactive curse, unearthing a nuclear footprint. One of the most chilling aspects of Luna 15 saga is the lingering question: did the probe indeed carry radioactive material, and if so, could its remnants continue to contaminate the lunar surface? The power source. In an era when nuclear technology was as much a symbol of power as it was a practical engineering solution, many Soviet missions were known to use radioisotope thermoelectric generators, RTGs. These generators operate on the decay of radioactive isotopes to produce electricity, an ingenious, if perilous, solution to the problem of powering spacecraft far from Earth's solar comforts. There have been persistent rumors and unverified claims that Luna 15, too, was equipped with such a system. A lingering hazard. Should Luna 15 have carried an RTG or any similar radioactive device, its crash could have led to the dispersal of radioactive material onto the moon's surface. Unlike Earth, where atmospheric and oceanic processes eventually dilute and disperse contaminants, the lack of such processes on the moon means that radioactive remnants might well persist for millennia. The possibility of a lingering nuclear footprint adds a sinister twist to an already tragic tale, a marker of Cold War genius and folly left behind, silently decaying on a barren landscape. Scientific debate. While mainstream scientific consensus holds that any residual radioactivity from Luna 15 would be minimal and unlikely to pose a significant risk, the very notion of a nuclear ghost on the moon is enough to ignite the imagination. The idea that an artifact of human ambition might forever alter the environment of another celestial body feeds into broader narratives of contamination and the unforeseen consequences of technological progress. The phantom signal echoes from a dead mission. No horror documentary would be complete without the eerie whispers of the unexplained. Over the years, researchers and amateur radio astronomers have noted strange, intermittent signals emerging from the region around the Luna 15 crash site. Could these be nothing more than cosmic background noise? Or is there something else? A remnant transmission from an orbiting, or rather stationary corpse in the lunar silence? Anomalous transmissions. The so-called phantom signal first caught the attention of scientists when radio telescopes, scanning the moon for natural emissions and man-made interference, began to pick up a faint, periodic transmission. Decades after the expected lifespan of Luna 15 had long passed, these signals appeared unexplainable by conventional models. What could continuously energize an inert craft lying motionless on the moon? Possible explanations. Several theories have emerged. Technical artifact. Some experts suggest the observed signals may be a reflection of residual electromagnetic activity from Luna 15's onboard systems. Although the probe was designed to operate for a finite period, lingering energy, perhaps stored in capacitors or embedded in a damaged transmitter, could manifest as intermittent radio emissions. Environmental interactions. Others argue that meteor impacts or the interaction of the spacecraft's remains with charged particles in lunar orbit could generate sporadic bursts of energy. A ghostly legacy. For those drawn to the darker side of space lore, the idea of a haunted spacecraft is a powerful metaphor. The phantom signal is seen not merely as a technical glitch but as a spectral echo, a reminder of the doomed ambition and the irreversible scars left by humanity's foray into the unknown. Documented observations. While mainstream science remains cautious, several independent observations have been recorded in scientific forums and amateur radio communities. Observers describe the signal as a low-frequency hum, modulated in patterns that suggest intelligence, a coded whisper from the past. Although rigorous peer review of these findings is pending, the recurring nature of the transmission keeps the mystery alive and adds another layer of intrigue to an already tragic saga. Revisiting the Cold War, the human element behind the metal. Beyond the technical details and the spectral radio signals lies the human dimension of Luna 15's story, a narrative riddled with ambition, secrecy, and the unyielding drive to reach beyond our earthly confines. A race against time. In the late 1960s, every second counted. The Soviet engineers and scientists behind Luna 15 were racing against not only the clock but also their American counterparts. Every decision, every calculation was imbued with the weight of national pride and existential urgency. In such a climate, even a minor error could, and did, translate into a catastrophic failure. Stories from the shadows. While the official Soviet record of Luna 15 remains tightly controlled and sparse in details, whispers from retired engineers and declassified documents paint a picture of immense pressure, near-impossible deadlines, and a culture that prized secrecy above all. Many recount harrowing nights spent debugging complex software in isolation, with the knowledge that their work was making history, or, if failure intervened, doomed an entire mission. These personal accounts, when juxtaposed with the harsh, unyielding environment of space, evoke a haunting sense of isolation, a feeling that the probe and those who built it were ultimately swallowed by the vast, uncaring cosmos. The price of ambition. Luna 15's catastrophic end serves as a stark reminder of the costs inherent in the pursuit of greatness. The drive to outdo one's rival, to push the boundaries of what was thought possible, often came at the price of human and technological sacrifice. It is said that each failed mission left behind more than just metal debris. It left behind scars in the collective memory of those who dared to dream of touching the stars. The legacy of Luna 15. A haunting reminder. Today, Luna 15 remains a silent testament to the volatile mix of hope and hubris that fueled the space race. Its wreckage, embedded in the lunar surface, is both a relic of a bygone era and a continuing enigma that sparks the imagination of historians, scientists, and conspiracy theorists alike. An unchanging sentinel. In a world where satellites and space missions have become almost routine, the remains of Luna 15 stand as an unchanging sentinel, a space corpse that has witnessed the evolution of human space exploration from a vantage point of eternal stillness. Its fate, sealed by a fatal miscalculation and the unforgiving environment of the moon, is a constant reminder of the perils of venturing into the unknown. The future of lunar investigations. As renewed interest in lunar exploration resurfaces, highlighted by international missions and plans for a sustained human presence on and around the moon, there is a growing desire to explore every facet of our nearest celestial neighbor's history. Speculation and scientific curiosity have driven proposals for missions aimed at investigating identified anomalies, including the lingering phantom signal associated with Luna 15. Should future missions land in the vicinity of the old crash site, they may finally uncover definitive answers about the probe's legacy and the truth behind the eerie transmissions. A cautionary tale. Luna 15's story is not solely about scientific progress or even Cold War competition. It is a cautionary tale, a dark parable about how the relentless quest for achievement, when pursued in secrecy and haste, can leave behind unintended consequences. The probe is a stark illustration of how human ambition, even at its most brilliant, can sometimes yield outcomes that echo with the ghosts of error and regret. The search for truth. Investigating the phantom signal. For decades, the enigma of Luna 15's phantom signal has tantalized those who look beyond the reach of ordinary astronomy. Evidence of the signal has emerged intermittently, recorded by a handful of observatories and analyzed by independent researchers. Here, we delve deeper into the emerging efforts to separate myth from measurable phenomenon. Modern radio astronomy. Equipped with far more sophisticated instruments than those available in 1969, today's radio telescopes are capable of detecting the faintest whispers of energy from distant sources. Several research groups have turned their attention to the region on the Moon where Luna 15 is believed to have met its demise. These investigations aim to discern whether the phantom signal is merely a quirk of lunar geology or a unique, technology-based emission. Data and analysis. Preliminary data presented at international conferences have shown unusual periodic signals that do not correspond with natural lunar phenomena. The modulation and repetition of these signals hint at the possibility that they might be relic transmissions, perhaps a final, unintentional broadcast from a system long thought dead. However, the scientific community remains divided. While some argue that the signals could be naturally occurring electromagnetic phenomena, others assert that the probability of a cosmic source producing an almost algorithmic rhythm is tantalizingly slim. Public fascination and media hype. As news of these investigations has trickled into public consciousness, the legend of Luna 15 has grown in tandem. Documentaries, books, and internet forums are awash with theories that range from plausible scientific interpretations to outlandish narratives involving extraterrestrial conspiracies. In many of these retellings, Luna 15 is personified as a tragic, almost spiritual presence, a ghostly keeper of secrets from a rival era of discovery. Drawing parallels. Horror in the heavens. It is often said that horror stories do not need supernatural elements to unsettle us. The truth, when stripped bare, is often more chilling than fiction. Look at the fate of Luna 15. A mission built on hope and high stakes, only to be consumed by the endless void of space. The romance of the space race is forever marred by the harsh realities of risk, desperation, and loss. Cosmic isolation. Much like the lonely figure in an asylum or the deserted corridors of an abandoned mansion, Luna 15 now lies in isolation, a silent testament to human frailty. Its perpetual silence, broken only by a sporadic, ghostly transmission, evokes the classic motifs of horror. The idea that something once alive, even if only in function, continues to haunt the spaces it once visited. Radioactive remnants as metaphor. The possibility that radioactive material from Luna 15 might still be slowly decaying on the lunar surface adds an extra dose of dread. Radioactivity, in our cultural imagination, is synonymous with contamination, mutation, and the irreversible scars of our technological sins. If remnants of Luna 15's power source are indeed spreading unseen hazards on the Moon, then every glint of lunar dust carries with it an undercurrent of danger, a curse unwittingly left by a desperate attempt to claim lunar supremacy. A lesson etched in metal and regret. The narrative of Luna 15 forces us to confront a simple yet profound truth. Progress, especially when pursued in secrecy and under extreme pressure, can sometimes leave behind legacies that haunt future generations. Whether it is the persistent crackle of a phantom signal or the whispering winds over a contaminated crater, the echoes of this mission remind us that even our greatest achievements can harbor the seeds of unforeseen consequences. Epilogue. The enduring legacy of a fallen messenger. In the end, Luna 15 remains an enduring enigma, a relic of an age when human ingenuity was tested against the immutable forces of the cosmos. Its story is both scientifically intriguing and disturbingly gothic, a true horror documentary etched in the annals of space exploration. As we look to a future where humanity plans to build permanent outposts on the Moon and venture deeper into space, the tale of Luna 15 serves as a mournful reminder of the costs of ambition. The space corpse of Luna 15 might be lost to time, but its legacy persists, a ghostly echo that challenges us to remember the human stories and technological risks behind every mission. The phantom signal, whether a technical artifact or a genuine residual broadcast from a bygone era, continues to spark curiosity and dread among those who have dedicated their lives to unraveling the mysteries of the universe. It reminds us that some secrets, once unleashed, do not easily fade from the silence of space. Even as modern spacecraft and rovers survey the lunar surface in unprecedented detail, there remains a small, spectral corner of the moon where Luna 15 lies shattered, a monument to a moment in history when the race for the stars led to a tragic miscalculation. And if, on a quiet night when your radio telescope picks up a faint, rhythmic hum from the direction of the moon, you may well be hearing the lingering whispers of that doomed probe, a subtle, unnerving signal from a ghost that has never left the dark reaches of space. Final thoughts. The saga of Luna 15, its rise as a beacon of Soviet space power, its catastrophic fall, and the enduring mystery of the phantom signal, captures the imagination because it embodies so many of our deepest fears about technology, secrecy, and the unknown. In every sense, it is a true horror story, one where human ingenuity wrestles with the uncontrollable forces of nature, and where every breakthrough carries the potential for unintended, lingering consequences. In the quiet vastness of space, Luna 15 remains continue to challenge our understanding of progress and risk. Its legacy endures not only in the annals of space exploration but also in the whispered legends shared by those who dare to dream and fear the mysteries that lie beyond. Whether you are an astronomer, a historian, or simply a lover of chilling tales from the final frontier, Luna 15's story reminds us to look both outward and inward. It is a call to meticulously balance the wonder of discovery with the wisdom of caution, a lesson that reverberates across the cosmos, echoing in the silent void where one ill-fated probe continues to haunt the memory of humanity. As we continue to explore, let us not forget the ghosts left behind, the phantom signals from lost missions and the remnants of our ambitions that, like radioactive dust on the lunar plains, may never fully fade away.